This is Davia Shepherd. She's a chiropractor and a clinical nutritionist. She's originally from the West Indies and has over 16 years of experience working in healthcare. She's married. She has a 3-year-old son named Preston and one on the way, 5 months. And she enjoys running, coordinates a monthly women's lunch. You enjoy supporting the fundraising efforts for New Horizons,
Yes.
the independent community for adults with disabilities. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for letting me come in and talk to you today. I'm a little bit off my game because I had a minor traffic accident this morning. And, you know, traffic accidents, I see patients every single day with traffic accidents. And I think it's probably a good thing that I had one because it will help me to be more empathetic with my patients. It wasn't so bad. It's just that when you get hit and your 3-year-old's in the back, and you're 5 months pregnant, you just freak out. So if I'm a little bit not 100% today, please humor me a little bit. Send me some good Valentine's Day vibes.
Consider it sent.
So let me tell you a couple of things about me. Is it okay for me to take up a little bit of the time to just give you a little bit of my background? So I am a chiropractor and a clinical nutritionist. I'm about healthy, not about skinny. So a lot of the patients that we treat them for chronic health conditions, but with nutrition. That's kind of our focus. And I'm a lot like you because I'm a partner in our business. I'm a new entrepreneur. I know nothing about running a business. I'm a woman doing business in a man's world because, let's face it, I'm sure most of you who've ever been to a chiropractor or who know chiropractors probably know chiropractors that are men, right? So it's not so usual to see somebody like me in this capacity. So I think that you will relate to me on that. And then my story is a little different from probably what you'll see with most chiropractors. I started out thinking that I was going to be the next big thing in pharmacology. So that's what I went to school for, and I worked in the lab, I worked for the different pharmaceutical companies, worked on drug development, worked in just about every aspect of drug development that you can think of, from actually, you know, working with the rats to actually working with a patient. So I really thought that I was going to be a superstar and that you're going to see my name on the side of a package of some kind of anti-diabetic medication. But as I worked with patients more and more, and less with rats, I realized that about 80% of chronic conditions can actually be managed with just lifestyle changes. And a lot of you in here who are involved in healthcare, you will absolutely agree with me on that. So that's kind of when I came home and said to my husband, and God bless him, because if he came home and said that to me, I don't know what I would do. That I'm gonna leave my really, really well-paying job and go back to school to be a chiropractor, because chiropractors are the #1 holistic healthcare providers in America. And he was so supportive, and so here I am, you know, doing what I love doing, helping patients. And in this day and age where patients are in pain, they get put on narcotic medication for 2 weeks, and then they're supposed to be weaned off it after 2 weeks, and they keep taking it, or they go on to other harder drugs like heroin and that sort of thing. I think what we do is so, so very important. So just with that background, you'll kind of understand better where I'm coming from when I talk about some of the things that I want to talk about. So we're all in business here, right? I have some really, really good news for you. I was doing some research on Forbes and some of the other well-known INC and some of the other well-known magazines to prepare this presentation, because this is a seminar that I do Usually it's a half day seminar, and we're going to try to do it in 20 minutes. So we're going to blaze right through it. Yes, I know, right? They're usually workbooks, and we break out into sessions and that sort of thing. But we're only going to do one breakout today. So the good news, at least it's good news for me, because I'm not independently wealthy as much as you might think so. About 80% of wealthy people are successful self-starters. They started their own business from scratch. And I mean, isn't that really, really encouraging for you? The other, 20%, somebody may have been rich in their family, but 80% or more of people who are wealthy, they did it themselves. So that means the opportunity is there for us. And then somebody that I really admire a lot said something just within the last 2 days. They said, if you're in your business and you're not successful, then you're not running a business. You actually have a very expensive hobby. And I thought to myself, oh my goodness, who wants that, you know? There's a wealth guru, Tom Corley. I don't know if any of you saw his most recent articles, but he has a book, and he talks about the 10 habits of successful, wealthy people. And when you look at the 10 habits, they have nothing to do with businessy things. They're all things that are more to do with our day-to-day life. So first one is eat right. The second one is stay fit. And then we're talking about things like setting goals, being confidential, staying organized, keep learning, always keep learning about your business and what you're doing. Stay in touch with the people who are close to you. So this is great because we're all getting together and networking and being close and not wasting time on TV and social media and all of that sort of thing, except if it's for business. Certainly don't gamble and make positive life choices. So those all sound like pretty great things, but they're not really the businessy things that you would expect. Of the 10, the top 2 are the things that I care about: eating healthy and staying fit. That is really, really very important for you to develop your business and for you to be a successful business person. I was looking also at why female entrepreneurs like ourselves are actually at an advantage over our male counterparts. And it turns out that we're better at networking. Again, here we are. We have better intuition. We have a better sense of what's going on out there. We're way more patient, let's face it. We just are. We listen more, we have better empathy. We're better at sales and marketing, and the statistics actually do bear this out. I was a little bit surprised about that. I thought maybe guys were like more, but I think women have an advantage there. We're more motivated, we have better creativity, and we're better multitaskers. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. The one thing that's one of our greatest advantages is also one of our greatest flaws, because we are so focused sometimes on multitasking that we're not doing any one thing really, really well. And so that can be holding us back in our business. So I want to talk to you today about balance and just finding that balance and making sure that when you're multitasking and being supermom like me, you're not doing it at the expense of you and at the expense of your business. Most of us, we struggle to pack everything in, but it's just like, when you're on the airplane and they tell you if you need to help somebody else, you have to put your mask on first. Well, there's a reason for that, because you don't want everybody passing out, right? So you definitely want to pay attention to your own nutrition, pay attention to your own fitness goals. Make sure you're getting your rest and relaxation. So yes, going to the spa is necessary. Like Gaby says, you have to be aware of your own self-care, and you have to also be aware of your own emotional well-being. And all of this is important for you to grow and maintain your business. Everybody agree with me on that one? Anybody absolutely disagree? Because I'm okay with that too. Okay. So you're your COO at your home and your COO at your work. So I'm going to blaze right through giving you a crash course on clinical nutrition. For a lot of us in the room, we're pretty aware because, you know, we've been taught, but I can tell you that before I went to chiropractic school, I was a little lost about pretty much everything. I mean, what things do you have to get that have to be organic? Should I really be going gluten-free? Is meat really something that I should be eating? There are all these different competing messages that are out there, and I just want to give you 5 simple tips, just 5, because I like that number. 5 tips for you to take away from here today to see how you can have better health and wellness. So there, you have a little handout. It's the food intake and exercise log. And I just want you to take 1 minute, 60 seconds, to just go through and fill in. What are you eating for breakfast? What are you eating for lunch? Are you doing any snacks during the day? Dinner? How much water are you drinking? And if you're doing exercise, how much exercise you're getting. So let's start now. 1 minute. Anybody feel comfortable enough to share anything that comes up for you when you make this little list? Yes, Gaby.
I'm a grazer, so I eat like all day. Yeah, but I really enjoy that, and having the luxury of having a home business. I can do that. It's not like you go to work and you have to take a sandwich with you. But I really, truly love vegetables, so they're like part of every meal that I eat. Thank you. So I find it easy to eat them. You know, some people hate vegetables, and so for me, it's like I love the actual taste of it. If I don't eat meat, and I make myself eat fish and chicken because of the protein and so on. But most of the time, I find that I enjoy creating. And the funny thing happened to me, you know, with the real estate crash of the economy, I had everybody doing everything for me when things were up, including cooking for me and doing my hobbies. And when the market crashed, I started like, oh, I gotta start doing something. So I said, you know, I'm gonna start cooking for myself. And at first I thought, ooh. And then I went to Google, and I developed this passion for it. So now I actually love food, and I love to eat, and I love to cook for my friends.
I like what Gaby says about having, you know, a lot of vegetables. And if anybody knows me, and Alice will tell you because she knows me so very well, that's my thing. I'm always talking about fruits and vegetables. So if you find I'm going off on a fruit and vegetable tangent, just yank me back. So the 5 things that I want you to think about today are: try to have a plant-based diet. Yes, you can have carbs. They're very important for you. Think about reducing your intake of food from animals, and there are certain oils and fats that are better for you than others. You want to make greener choices, and you want to think about the types of supplements that you're taking, because you could be totally wasting your time and money. And you also want to think about superfoods and how those can actually help you with other chronic conditions or things that are going on. So step 1, plant-based diet. Caveat here, I am not a vegetarian, but I was for a while, and since I got pregnant, this baby wants 3 things. I was telling Alice about it the other day. The baby wants bread, which I was gluten-free, so this is very strange. The baby wants beef, and the baby wants spinach. Never heard anybody craving these things before in my life, but okay, whatever. So I'm eating these things again, but you know, in moderation. You want to have a plant-based diet. Plants are fantastic. They're rich in fiber. They have all these vitamins and minerals that you need, and they have something that nothing else has. They have phytochemicals, which actually was kind of the beginning of the whole pharmaceutical industry. You know, all these chemicals that are actually in your food that help to fight illnesses. So you wanna take them. There's studies that show that having a plant-based diet is anti-carcinogenic. That means you can keep cancer at bay. Who doesn't want to do that?